Yart was good. So I don't want to spend forever on this because I don't think it deserves to be spent forever on. I am obviously going to cover what happened in Union Square, which if you don't already know is like already a relatively high trafficked area in New York. To me, it's just a misread from Kai from how big his audience is, but like a big misread. He goes from like, yeah, I expect like 500 people to be there to like 7,000 people showing up. So we'll go into it.
On Friday, we will be doing a huge giveaway.
With those few words and a flyer with the location, word spread among the millions of subscribers. It says there's a much better way for influencers with millions of followers to get to meet their fans.
He's just from New York, right? So it's like it was a culmination of things. It's obviously there's like I'm not gonna like necessarily condone doing this, like not this organized stuff to this size will inevitably create crowd crush. It'll create general chaos. When you're dealing with Zoomers, you're gonna get some like property damage. You're gonna get some relatively chaotic shit that's unnecessary. But oh my god, that shit's crazy. Holy shit. And these are kids, right? And this is the real problem to me. These are all people who are going to be sent to juvenile at best. They're just rowdy Zoomers. But these cops are going to treat it so fucking seriously that it's ultimately going to result in way more physical damage to these kids than would ever result to damage in the city of New York from this gathering. Like, that's crazy. That's insanity. And under the same exact breath, like, you do not need 3 people to tackle a 16-year-old boy. And if you do, like, you're such an incapable person. How are you protecting us anyway? It's crazy. That poor kid who got fucking slammed into the fucking taxi, like, the cops should be paying that shit, not fucking Kai. But Kai is gonna get booked for all this fucking shit. He's gonna get like a whole fucking laundry list just because he's fucking black, bro. And he's gonna get every fucking little thing that happened here. He'll get charged for that window, you know what I mean? Like, that shit's fucking garbage. Is he alright? I can't even really see. Oh my god, bro. Like, that's fucked up. That's crazy. This is like breaking my heart. Look at him. He's like in the front, but like behind a car. He's timid as fuck, crouching up. He crouches up there. The kid next to him runs away. These 2 guys both grab him and swing him so hard he crashes his face into the fucking the back windshield. Is fucking mind-blowing. That kid's like 14 at best. This, though, I'm not going to give as much of an excuse for. This is like Rumble at the end of the day. The fucking One Piece hat's hilarious. Hold on. We're all like, whoa, look at that one guy fucking did some shit. Like that's the most property damage that I've seen from someone that supports Kai, but again, that's light years less intense than what I just showed you.
From 300 kids to a couple of thousand kids in minutes.
It's because word gets out, and you're bringing all the AMP, who is massive. They just fucking Lil Yachty just released a 3-pack that he teased one of the songs on the 3-pack through a video with them. Lil Yachty understands the power of them, right? So all of a sudden they show up to the place where the biggest person and arguably the biggest Twitch streamer is. Like, Kai is probably the most name recognized streamer on Twitch. He's got the content house. He's got the friends. You know what I mean? He like does a lot of that shit. I think he's the guy right now. And I think he just doesn't realize that he's the guy as much as he actually is.
To be responsible when we use this tool.
No permits were obtained for Friday's giveaway at Union Square Park. NYPD Chief Jeffrey
He probably didn't think he needed a permit, but like, you need a permit when you're Kai Cenat. It's like, if he really thought only 5 people were going to show up to Union Square, there's like, 500 people were going to show up to Union Square. Like, there's like 500 people there already sometimes, you know, like not without a Kai Cenat there. All of a sudden those 500 people text their friends who also live in New York, yo, come to this place that we probably see all the time. He's actually here and he's staying. He's like here. and then those people text people, and then that 500 multiplies to 1,000 and a couple other thousand, and ultimately other people see the crowds and then try to join in as well, and you get what you got.
Adri says its entertainment unit, which keeps an eye on events.
That's why people do it inside. Even Mr. Beast had that opening. I know about this one because it was not that far. I bring this up not to say that this was necessarily a problem, but to say that, like, this has been done before. He got a permit and it was generally more organized, right? It's not like a problem when there's crowd crushing or like general like
we could have
standard
barriers
issues.
out here. We could have police officers out here. We could have did disorderly.
And it would have done jack shit because he didn't realize how large he was. I agree the permits were important at the end of the day. If you were trying to avoid chaos like that, if you're Kai Cenat, then you want to get the permits. You want to be particular about it. But again, I think he earnestly thought like 500 people would show up, which is just a ginormous misread. But like this is rowdy, but like this is not like I want. Oh my god, the cop is crazy. Like that fucking, I mean, you have to break it up, but you don't break it up like this. You go on the outside and slowly push people away with large units. The way that they're doing this is also going to create crowd crush. Like, we have some of the worst crowd control on the planet, which is saying something. If Justin Bieber did this shit, like if Justin Bieber pulled up to New York to give away a PS5, you know what I mean, in Union Square, similar shit would probably happen. They would all be jumping on cars to see him. I feel like that happens with every mainstream celebrity. Every single fucking video I see is paparazzi and fans like crowding cars of, like, for instance, even like Sydney Sweeney, because it's Kai Cenat. It's like riots and fucking full fucking fires and yada yada, which is like not true. The shit that I've seen primarily is police brutality. A bunch of people, like mostly 16-year-olds, just kind of like existing in the shits. But like these are Zoomers. You don't need batons and riot gear. It's crazy. This is awesome. This is crazy.
You are ordered to disperse.
The fact that he has this kind of pull is
no
insane.
charges will be placed against you. If you refuse to leave, you will be arrested.
And honestly, fuck all these people on camera right now. So like, I'm all about it.
You are ordered to disperse. If you leave voluntarily, no charges
They look
will be
like
placed
15,
against you.
but they look like 15. How tall are they? Yeah, no, it's not. They're like only a little bit taller than that short ass cat, so. They're like only arresting like the weak and unable. It's pretty great. I guess other than those guys, because that's all we can get. All these fucks have no ability other than getting like or shoving weak people in fucking windshields. Also, no white people I've noticed. No white people in cuffs. Lots of white people assembling. Lots of Aiden Ross types around. But like, yeah, let's arrest every biracial and black 15-year-old boy we see. I want to see
NYPD, bro. Look, police over there. Welcome to New York, bro. I'm telling you, it's a lot of y'all out there right now. Everybody who's out there, make sure y'all safe. Appreciate everybody who popped out for y'all, bro. We gonna make sure it's safe. Bro, we not gonna do nothing until it's safe.
And I don't think he didn't, like, you could see it in his face. He wants that, right? Like, he didn't want chaos, right? But again, I just don't think he realizes, like, how big the 5 of them are.
Yeah, they standing like a f***ing unity, bro.
For real. The fact that he has this kind of power is insane, Kai. That's, like, awesome. This is completely outside looking in, right? I have, like, no horse in this fight as far as, like, streamers and, like, influencers or whatever the fuck. But the fact that he can get 7,000 people to assemble for, like, one PS5.
This is a civil right. That's right now? I bet. So we out. God damn! God damn! God damn! God damn! Oh, we out. Okay, to the middle.
This shit's about to get so much worse. You don't pop back out.
Nobody bumping
You dip in that situation. Yeah, that shit is wrapped real quick. You don't walk right back out to 7K. Just because it's cool and collectible in the car. That's crazy. He's like, he's already headlocked between both of them.
Yo, I cannot go out there with the book bag.
People are already like fucking.
Lower Manhattan, and you can see news helicopters are overhead.
That's
Union
fucking,
Square
like,
Park.
crazy.
The park has been swarmed and basically overrun by people. Look at the crowds of people there. In fact, subway lines, bus lanes, they're bypassing Union Square. It's a big subway station in Manhattan. Apparently what had happened here is a popular Twitch streamer was holding a
the fucking distaste he said that with his mouth.
video game giveaway.
He hated saying Twitch stream, and honestly, Rumble I don't think Twitch claims him.
If you don't know what Twitch is, you're not alone. I barely know what it is. It's apparently a platform where you can watch other people play video games.
Which is a thing. A lot of,
sounds
clearly.
incredibly boring, but obviously it's a thing. So this Kai Cenat
this fucking footage is this footage nuts. This fucking newscaster crazy.
Gonna do a giveaway. He announced it on his Instagram feed. And look at this. It's basically become a mob scene there. They're on top of cars. Yeah, this is
you mean like what things that every that happens to every celebrity. Unbelievably shocked that Kai has this kind of pull still, but like it's Union Square, New York, you know, like people are around anyway. This is a relatively trafficked area.
Union Square subway station entrance where it looks like it was closed off because of construction, but look up on top of that. That's what's happening on top of the subway.
So he just glosses over the fact that it was already closed because of construction.
Station entrance, there's, I can't even count, countless people up on top of there. They're climbing it right now, as you can see.
There's 5 people.
Young man, give me your name real quick and tell me why you came out here, what you expected to happen, what did happen.
All right, my name is Dilico Antavius. So basically, as you know, it's a Kai Cenat, Phantom, all of the AMP members, I don't know about all of them, but they pulled up, you know, do a little meet and greet and a giveaway for the fans. But I don't think they will actually give away an actual PC, because how is somebody going to carry that? So I'm pretty sure it's gift cards for them to then go and get the P5 themselves.
Safe to assume that you, along with your friends, came out here thinking that you would get some freebies, is that correct?
Not that we're thinking, but there's a chance to, because, you know, there's so many people and there's only so much you could give.
See, they're trying to like pin that shit on Kai like crazy. They're trying to be like, man, he like overpromised an amount of product, and so all these people turned up thinking that they could get a free PS5, like, and 7,000 people came up empty-handed thinking that they were gonna get some shit. It's like, no, like 7,000 people wanted to see Kai. They didn't care about the PS5s. It was just like an extra.
Has any
he said that
happened?
beautifully.
Is he here?
He's here right now, yeah, and they were giving out, but people are, you know, people are being people. There's so many people here, people are pushing around, so you can't really get it organized.
Okay, and before we came on, you were telling me that, in your own words, that some people out here were bugging out. Explain to me what you saw, what you meant by that.
Bugging out, like you can see, like, there's no excuse, obviously, for what happened, but, you know, stuff like that just happens all the time. You know, people being reckless. It's New York City. Stuff like this happens every day. Well, I wouldn't say every day, but you know what I'm saying?
It's kind of true though. It's again, if like a celebrity pulled up, man, this shit wouldn't be. I mean, maybe not this big, but shit is pretty crazy.
Thank you and be safe. As you can see,
no dap up is crazy. He fucking disrespected him. Crazy right there.
Apparently, we're also hearing that people showed up only to find out there were no freebies, and as you heard, he is here at one moment.
They're really trying as hard as they can to be like, hey, there were no freebies.
He was live streaming in a van nearby, but he did step out.
Just because you've never heard of him doesn't mean that people don't give a fuck, bro.
I don't want to interrupt you for one quick second right now, because you're looking at live pictures of a car that was literally covered with people, and we do believe that that was the vehicle that had Kai Cenat in it, which you can see now looked as though could have been leaving the area. That is why.
The problem is because of where in New York that was. It's such a tough police station, I'd imagine, because it's such a public place. They're gonna throw the fucking book at him just because he misread the situation. Again, if other people did this shit, would not have this much of a problem.
Why you're seeing that crowd.
Again, I feel like I could match every little bit of property damage to something that like wasn't owned by Kai to something done by a police officer against a child in the same exact day.
That's the vehicle right there that they believe Kai Cenat is in right now. As Safan was saying, he was there. He was in the crowd for a little bit of time, but clearly this was an out-of-control crowd, and no freebies given away, no giveaway whatsoever getting in the car, but clearly...
I have never heard a grown adult so upset over a freebie. It's because there were 7,000 people there. They couldn't give away the shits if they wanted to. Oh my god. I never want to hear a grown woman or man say the term freebie again in my life.
In a very dangerous situation with this car now driving pretty fast with those people clinging on to the side and top of it.
Again, something that happens to every celebrity ever.
It's mind-boggling.
Because they're slightly brown tinted Every white fucking person on camera is gonna be like, oh my god. Crazy.
Boggling.
I don't think he deserves the book like crazy. He should have gotten permits. He should get fined.
Why they're not stopping to let these people off the car.
Maybe get one charge of inciting a riot.
And someone fell off. Okay, joining us now
This must have been
is
a really
Bob Boyce,
slow
former
news
NYPD,
day.
to talk more about this situation. Bob, can you hear us? It's Liz Cho and Sandra
They're trying.
Bookman. This was
This
a
is crazy,
situation
though.
that police were not expecting. So how is it that they start getting the upper hand in crowd control here?
Get ran all the way back. It's
So
crazy.
they
No, it's
call the
Pike.
level 3 mobilization. That's citywide. So there's going to be cars from every precinct in the city coming there.
Oh, so yeah, they
have
stopped
to
moving because they were like, oh, people are
and they have
getting
to get together.
fucking,
And
just
in
so
the
they were
park,
like not hurting more
using the
people.
crowd as
That's
best they
crazy.
can. Have
Yeah, and they're getting the
free
escort.
But
That's
citywide units
that's
are
fucking
coming.
crazy.
In the
man. Good for
meantime, they'll
Kai.
have to do with the best they
I mean,
can.
maybe
with what they
not
have.
with all these charges,
Much
but
of, look, we've seen similar things on the Jersey Shore. Somebody sends out an
yes.
announcement.
I was about to bring up the Nelk Boys as well, who like will bring 5,000 people to like the Jersey Shore house. Like not that far from where I live. I've been down that area. That's a very fucking tight road, crowded space by the boardwalk, which is already very trafficked. If they themselves get like 1,000 people, 2,000 people to show up, then the other 3,000 people that are at the boardwalk are gonna hear about it and might show up, you know, like that's the thing.
On social media that there's going to be a party. The next thing you know, you've got 3,000 people on a beach at 11 o'clock at night. This seems like a similar thing. We're giving away freebies in Union Square at 4 o'clock, and the next thing you know, 6,000 people show up. They're not getting the.
This is on a different scale, though. I think this is not necessarily comparable to like Nelk's pull. You know, Nelk does not quite have Kai's pull, but I do think that where they both did it were highly trafficked areas already, which is just gonna get again like an extra 1,000 to 2,000 people to show up.
How difficult is it for the department to get a handle on this and keep it from turning into a kind of free-for-all?
We've lost Bob Boyce. He's on the phone. We're going to try to reestablish.
Huge crowds.
I guess that's that.
The young people in the park throwing objects at each other. They were dancing. They were doing a whole lot of things, but they were hurting each other.
They were dancing.
They were doing this.
This man has never been to a concert. The fucking chief of police has never in his life been to a mosh pit.
They were
Holy
lighting
shit. That's hurting him,
fireworks.
bro. What? Tell me that is not worse crowd control.
And flash bombs. The NYPD moved in surrounding the
That's
park,
so
and
unnecessary.
Cenat was
They're just all Zoomers. Even Kyle's like,
eventually taken out.
You're
and
better
taken
off
in for
leaving.
questioning.
She's going to be charged with at least 2 counts of inciting a riot, unlawful assembly, and a few other charges.
Cenat did not have a permit.
This was not
He did not have a permit. But I agree. That's like, if he had a permit, it's reps. I think this is no problem. I think that's on the NYPD. Because I think the same shit would have happened. Here's the thing. Let me bring you through the narrative. If Kai got a permit, right? He gets a permit. He goes to the NYPD. Yeah, maybe 500 people are going to be there. They set up for 500 people. They have the officers for 500 people. Snap. 1,000 people show up. They have to already adjust. 1,000 people are there. Oh, snap. 5,000 people. 5,000 more people show up. You know, like the permits weren't the problem. It's just something that they could book them on among the other things that now happened.
Playing with the police department.
But again, the police handled this shit like absolute garbage.
A lot of people got hurt today.
It took
by police.
Paint was thrown. You could see white paint on the canopy.
Wow.
Behind me, there's blue paint on the ground here. Contractors working to.
You're telling me now people have to work to clean that? People are gonna get paid?
Make these repairs right now. The Guardian Angels are also here patrolling the park.
People are gonna get paid to clean that? Contract workers are gonna get paid?
A lot of the park is closed, but a lot of it is reopened at this hour. Live in Union Square. Send it back to you, Maurice.
Okay, Alice, thank you. And we brought you this story.
That sounds terrible. I don't want contract workers to get paid.